So CA just dropped a stream about upcoming stuff for different Total War games. Here's all the stuff about Total War 40k. Yes! We got our first close-up look at a planet. This is a hive world of the wastes variety, and they said the planets are kind of on a mix and match system. So there's different biomes like wastes, arid, temperate, ice, and those will be matched with a world type. So hive world, civilization world, frontier world, death world, forge world, whatever. So that should give a good variation on the planets, and you can see the detail here when it's close to the hive worlds and the roads around them, craters, bits of forest. And this, of course, being a waste biome, it looks pretty nasty. But when it came to the question of what's it actually like to capture a planet, they said you'll be going from region to region on these continents, with the aim of capturing a key location. Now, whether that means it's one continent per planet and that's kind of supposed to be the planet, or whether there's multiple continents on a planet that you have to capture, not sure. I'm imagining something like this though, like the old Dawn of War games. This is what I think of when going from region to region anyway. But we can notice on the little flyover that there's a couple of little dudes here that look pretty big compared to the Hive City. Is this our usual little avatar of our army moving around the campaign map? They didn't say, so not sure, but it's something. They also said as you move through the different regions, you're going to experience different scale and different density. So you could go from battles on a big barren open wasteland with lots of space, not a lot of cover, to going into a hive city and having lots of cover and not a lot of space. So you'll get different battle experiences as you move across the planet. And we kind of got to see that from the vibes given by the maps they showed. So as you can see, this one, a nice mixture of lots of open ground, but there is some choke points, some stuff in there, some buildings to work around. So this will present different strategic or tactical opportunities to take advantage of or to stop the enemy taking advantage of. And of course, say what you like about CA, but one thing they do damn well is making goddamn sexy maps. And another thing that was pointed out was the sheer scale of the maps. In this case, this one is absolutely huge. You see all those lines down there? That's 20 units of guardsmen. And you can see how big they are compared to the rest of the map, or even this small portion of the map. So maps are looking pretty damn huge, and I like that. It's going to make battles last a bit longer, feel like there's a bit more to do, a bit more to prepare, give more options on where to fight the battle. Sounds great. And then there's this one, which is an example of a much more densely packed map. Perhaps somewhat reminiscent of a current Total War Warhammer Siege, which may make some of you go, oh yeah, brilliant. But what's good about this is destruction. You will be able to destroy buildings, and so if things are a little too compact and tight and choke pointy, well, just blow the balls off of some of the buildings and flatten it out a bit. Get some more lines of sight, whatever you need to do. You can do the same with things like forests. If there's a forest you don't like, just burn that bitch down. So that sounds very cool and could give some good options on things you can actually do in a battle. And then you may also notice these cover areas around the map. This is where you can place units that'll be in cover. It's going to be important for a lot of different types of units. They could be important strategic points to hold, but they didn't say too much about it, so we're not entirely sure how they work, but they seem to be physical zones around the map where you can stand to gain protection from cover. And there's things like orbital strikes and bombardments and various tools that you can use to reshape the map, destroy those buildings. You can collapse buildings on enemies as well. Another thing they mentioned was that some battles you'll actually be kind of joining in, and there'll be little fights and skirmishes going on the map already, unrelated to what you're doing, and you'll have the choice to go and help out. If there's some guardsmen struggling, you can go and help them, or you can just leave them to their fate. So that's a cool new type of thing for Total War. And then this was the last map that they showed, with some guardsmen no less. A more arid desert map, a bit more open. Again, still a bunch of stuff to work around, to fight around, to maneuver around, to plan around. Visually fantastic, of course. The color scheme, the big ship crashed in the middle of the map. This, for some reason, this map really does something for me. It feels like a good classic Total War map. Feels like it's going to be an absolute banger, and I haven't even played it yet. So it feels like a nice mixture of maps with more open or closed maps, different battle types as well, I'm sure. They mentioned they've got like 40 different lighting setups for maps as well, so there's just going to be so many different variations, maybe weather as well. So potentially and hopefully a lot of variety. We won't be seeing the same maps in the same way every single time like we quite often do in Total War Warhammer 3 at the moment. But yeah, that's about the gist of everything they said in the 40k section. Looking pretty good so far. Obviously, very early days, still very early development, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far myself. The biggest thing that's still a bit of a question mark is how we're taking those planets. If it's region to region, what does that really mean? How does that look? Is it going to feel like your regular old Total War game on a campaign map? Hard to say. One thing's for sure though, this is feeling like it's going to be a real evolution of Total War in various ways. Whether it's ultimately going to be for better or worse, we shall have to wait and see. Let me know what you think, let me know how you're feeling about all this. Otherwise, thank you for watching, I will see you in the future.